Microsoft's partnership with Facebook Gaming could mean future VR support for Xbox, VentureBeat. Why OnePlus wants to offer a mid-range Android smartphone in India, the Indian Express. I ditched Android for iPhone SE for a month. Here's the pros and cons, Tom's Guide. International flights, a status check on airlines' operations as COVID-19 lockdown lifts around the world, the Indian Express. 2 top Ubisoft execs leave during sexual harassment probe, CTV News. Gmail users flooded with spam messages, company says issue fixed, Can India News. Nokia 5310 2020 review, a 2G feature phone for those who want to socially distance themselves, the Indian Express. 5.4-inch iPhone 12 model size compared to original iPhone SE and iPhone 7 Macrumors. Macrumors giveaway, win a Trio wireless charging pad from Satechi, Macrumors. Daya brand dairy-free ice cream recalled for undeclared milk, cbc.ca.